Hello dear viewers, welcome to our channel. Today you will witness one of the most touching stories of ancient Greek mythology, the tale of Demeter and Persephone, filled with love, loss, and reunion. Are you ready? Let's get started. The great goddess Demeter, who brings the seasons and gives gifts to sustain life, is the most beloved Olympian by mortals and the earth that feeds them. Mortals love her dearly. It pleases Demeter when the wives of farmers add an extra plate to the table, hoping someone will join them for dinner. When the gods tease her for dining in the modest homes of mortals rather than in the palaces that Hephaestus planned and the Cyclopes built for the immortals on Mount Olympus, she smiles. Demeter is kind, loving, and generous. However, she is also the daughter of the feared Titan lord Cronus and the sister of the mighty thunderer Zeus. The joy of Demeter's immortal life is her daughter Persephone, born from Zeus. Persephone loves sunlight, wildflowers, and laughter. She has the ability to bring joy to the lives of those who know her. The wildflowers in Sicily are so beautiful that Persephone often roams the meadows there with a large basket to fill with lovely flowers. Usually bright-eyed Athena and the archer god Artemis accompany her. One day, Aphrodite sees Hades, the lord of the dead, driving his chariot around the island of Sicily. The king of shadows, as usual, is lying beneath Mount Etna, observing whether the eruptions of the fiery and lava-spewing giant Typhon are causing cracks in the earth. He is relieved when he sees that every part of the world is in its place, fearing that if the sunlight of Helios penetrated through an opening in the underworld, many of his subjects would tremble in fear. Golden Aphrodite calls her son Eros and says, "Few mortals value our power." Notice how Athena, Artemis, and Persephone avoid the thought of love. Even Zeus and his brother, the Lord of the Sea, have bowed to our weapon. Now it is time to bring the Dark Lord of the Underworld under our sway. Shoot one of your unerring arrows into Hades' heart to make him fall madly in love with Persephone. Eros's well-aimed shot causes Hades to seek permission from Zeus to marry Persephone. "Of course, I would be delighted to give you Persephone, my dear brother," says Zeus, "but our sister Demeter will never agree to this marriage. She will never consent to Persephone trading her freedom to roam flower-filled fields under the light of Helios's chariot for the chance to be queen in your dark realm. Power holds little meaning for the great goddess and Persephone. However," continues the Lord of Olympus, "since you are my brother and the ruler of a mighty kingdom, if you insist on having Persephone, it is a great honor for her. While I cannot force my daughter to marry you, I will secretly help you abduct her." One day, while Persephone is gathering flowers in the meadows of Sicily, she sees an incredibly beautiful flower she has never seen before. Leaving her friends behind, Persephone immediately runs toward this extraordinary flower. She has no way of knowing that her father commanded the ground to secretly create this special flower as a trap to please Hades. When Persephone reaches the fragrant flower to add it to her collection, the earth suddenly opens wide. Out emerges a golden chariot drawn by black horses, driven by the Lord of Darkness himself. Hades, keeping the reins in his left hand, extends his right hand and lifts Persephone from the ground, taking her into the chariot. Before her friends realize she is gone, they swiftly disappear. "Mother, mother!" cries Persephone. "Help me, father, help me!" But her mother is far away. Neither gods nor mortals hear her cries. Only Helios, the sun god, sees the crime from his chariot in the sky. By the time Artemis and Athena reach the meadow, the chasm has closed. The extraordinary flower has vanished and Persephone is gone. All that remains is the flower-filled basket the young goddess dropped during her abduction. As the chariot carries her through deep lakes and steaming pools, Persephone continues to call for her mother. She hopes someone will hear her cries as long as she can see the nourishing earth, the swiftly flowing sea, and Helios in his chariot above. But when a water nymph tries to stop Hades, he strikes the ground, creating a chasm, and disappears into its gloomy depths with Persephone. Even after the earth closes, Persephone's voice echoes in the mountains and resounds in the depths of the sea. When the great goddess hears her daughter's cries, her heart is gripped by deep anguish. She removes her hair ribbon, lets her cloak fall from her shoulders, and like a wild bird, flies over land and sea in a desperate search for her lost daughter. The immortal gods, who know where Persephone is, remain silent. Mortals are unable to help the sorrowful and confused mother. To prevent the darkness of night from slowing her search, the great goddess lights 2 pine torches in the fiery crater of Mount Etna. From that moment on, neither dawn nor evening star sees her at rest, yet she searches the world in vain. Eventually, Demeter returns to Sicily, where Persephone was last seen and where her futile search began. Not knowing whom to blame, she first punishes Sicily. If no one tells her what happened to her daughter, she will withdraw her life-giving gifts. She breaks plows, kills oxen, and orders the earth to dry up and wither the seeds it holds. The land, once famous for its fertility, soon becomes barren. First, drought strikes the country, followed by violent winds bringing torrential rain. The remaining unharvested grains are devoured by hungry birds. Then, still carrying the burning torches, the great goddess comes to Helios, the sun god who watches over both gods and mortals. Standing in front of Helios's chariot, Demeter says, "I heard my daughter crying out as if someone had taken her against her will. Yet I still do not know what happened to her. Since your chariot travels over the fertile earth and the swift-flowing sea, did you see who took my child?" Helios, feeling sympathy for her sorrow, replies, "I will tell you the truth, great goddess. Cloud-gatherer Zeus gave Persephone to Hades to be his queen. You heard her cries as Hades took her to his gloomy realm. Still, your brother, the Lord of Darkness, rules a vast kingdom, making this a good marriage. Try to put aside your anger and grief." At that moment, Demeter's heart fills with deeper, more intense sorrow. Torn between rage and grief, the great goddess decides to punish Zeus and the other Olympians by causing all mortals to starve. Henceforth, the immortal gods will no longer be honored with sacrifices and offerings. Hades will gain more shades to honor him. Fearing that Demeter might have such intentions, Zeus sends wind-footed Iris to command Demeter to return to Mount Olympus. When the great goddess does not respond, Zeus instructs the other Olympian gods one by one to offer her greater honors and splendid gifts. But Demeter rejects all the Olympians except the last one who comes to her. She tells him, "Tell Zeus I will not set foot on fragrant Olympus to speak with him until I see my beloved child. Until then, no seed will sprout on earth." When the great goddess comes before Zeus, she says, "Father of gods and mortals, I have come to plead for our daughter. Even if you do not care for me, surely you love Persephone. You know how much she loves sunlight, the sound of laughter and joy, and the fragrance of flowers. How can you wish for her to live in the dark, gloomy realm of our brother who rules the dead? How can you allow her to marry someone who took her against her will? Tell Hades to release her." "True, Demeter," replies Zeus. "I share your love and concern for our daughter. However, Hades took Persephone because he loves her. He is as great a god as I am. Only the lot assigned him the Underworld, and me Olympus. If our brother's love and power cannot overcome your anger and resentment, I will allow Persephone to return to you, but only if she has not eaten anything in Hades' dark realm. If she has consumed the food of the dead, she is doomed to remain there. Such is the decree of fate." The great goddess responds, "I will see Persephone in the meadows she loves. Until then, the earth will remain lifeless and barren. Farewell." After Demeter leaves, Zeus sends Hermes, the messenger of gods, to the Lord of Darkness to convince Hades to allow Persephone to return to her mother. Hermes finds the ruler of the Underworld in his gloomy palace and says, "Hades, kind-hearted uncle, Lord of the dead, my father has commanded me to bring Persephone to her mother. The great goddess has threatened to dry up the sources of food and destroy all mortals. This will deprive the gods of honor and sacrifices. She has hidden all the seeds in the earth so that none will sprout. None of the Olympians could soften her heart filled with anger and sorrow." Hades laughs cruelly at these words. However, he gently says to Persephone, "Go now with Hermes to find your black-robed mother, but know in your heart that I also love you and wish for you to stay with me here. Think kindly of me. continues Hades, for I will be a good husband to you. Remember that I am Zeus's brother and that my kingdom is vast. While you are here, you will rule over all that lives and moves. I will ensure you achieve the greatest honor among the immortal gods. I will eternally punish those who do not honor you with sacred rites and sacrifices. Hearing her husband's words, Persephone's heart fills with joy. As Hermes harnesses the immortal horses to the golden chariot, the lord of the underworld gives Persephone a honey-sweet pomegranate seed, so that she cannot remain forever in the world above. Unaware of the consequences, Persephone swallows the seed. Hermes takes the reins and the whip. They hastily leave the palace. As they ascend, neither the swift-flowing sea, the grassy meadows, nor the mountain peaks hinder Hades' swift horses. Demeter waits for Persephone in a meadow that should be vibrant with summer flowers, but now it stands barren and empty, like the fields that once produced rich wheat. As soon as she sees Hades' golden chariot, the great goddess runs to her daughter. Hermes has just stopped the horses. Persephone leaps from the chariot and throws her arms around her mother's neck in a long, joyous embrace. As Demeter holds her beloved child, her heart fills with fear. Tell me the truth, my child. Did you eat any food while in Hades' dark realm? If you ate nothing there, you can live with your mother and father here in the sunlit world. But if you were nourished in any way, you must return to your husband, for fate decrees that those who consume the food of the dead must remain in the gloomy land of the dead. With tears in her eyes, Persephone replies, I will not try to deceive you, mother. As Hermes was bringing me to you, my husband gave me a honey-sweet pomegranate seed to eat. Hungry, I swallowed it, unaware of the consequences. Realizing that her reunion with her beloved child will be brief, tears she cannot hold back stream from Demeter's eyes. The sorrow and despair strip all joy from their meeting. She feels she cannot bear the thought of being separated forever. Suddenly, Demeter's heart fills with joy and happiness as she sees her own mother, Rhea, approaching. The mother of the gods embraces her daughter and granddaughter with great love. Come, my child, says Rhea. A mother must endure both joy and pain. Sorrow comes to all of us. Do not let grief destroy you. I come from Mount Olympus, continues Rhea, with a special message from your brother Zeus. He wants you to return to the family of Olympus, where you will find great honor among the immortal gods. He has promised that Persephone will spend only 1/3 of the year in Hades' dark and gloomy kingdom. Every year, when the fragrant flowers of spring bloom, she will leave the kingdom of darkness and return to you. You will be together until all the crops are harvested and Helios, the sun god, shortens and cools the days. Set aside your anger towards Zeus, my child. Enjoy the seasons you have together. Let the earth once again bring forth the life-giving fruits that mortals need for nourishment. Hearing her mother's words, Demeter smiles through her tears. She realizes she can still have her daughter despite the separations. She will endure these separations. Immediately, she causes leaves, flowers, and life-giving fruits to sprout from the earth. Then the goddesses join the immortals on Mount Olympus. Thus, the order of the seasons is restored. Each year after the autumn harvest, Persephone will return to her husband, the Dark Lord of the Dead, for the winter months. During this time, the lonely and sorrowful Demeter will leave the world barren and leafless. When Helios warms the earth again with his sun and lengthens the days, the great goddess will see her beloved child joyfully running toward her once more. Demeter will once again cause all the flowers and seed-bearing plants to bloom across the earth. Each time, she will bless mortals with her life-giving gifts once more. Then people will often see a beautiful mother and her lovely daughter walking in the sunny, flowering meadows. Farmers' wives will add an extra plate to the table, hoping that beloved Demeter will share the fruits of their labor with them. And so, the story of Demeter and Persephone ends here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more journeys in the magical world of legends. See you in the next adventure.